Crypto in health. You want to know how crypto is working in health? We come to you every day with juicy news on wealth, wellness, and well-being. We're broadcasting to you live from 1.4 degrees south of the equator and 37 degrees east of the central meridian. I like to tell you we're right in the cryptographic middle of the world. You're with me, Scholastica Mugi, and I'm coming to you at 1400 hours coordinated unit time UTC here on the Ubrican channel. You're just in time, guys. We are blessed to be alive, and I hope wherever you are definitely taking care of yourself. Self-discipline is key, and even in the face of COVID-19 pandemic, we are asked to do our part. Individual responsibility is a must. This is not any other joke. And of course, wherever you are, I hope you're washing your hands with soap and water as frequent as possible, and you're also using your alcohol-based sanitizer. You are also covering your nose and mouth while sneezing and coughing, using a disposable tissue, and of course the social distancing. I hope you're observing it each and every single day. The weekend is not the time to look for friends, to have indoor house parties. No, the weekend is for you to reflect on what is happening around us, around the world, and what can you do to take us to change or to make a difference, even as we are trying to overcome this particular pandemic, which is an invisible enemy that we cannot see. But the only thing we do, we hope that it's going to get better with time. So guys, I welcome you once more, and shout out to my very loyal fans. Mad love to all of you: Grace, Naomi, Shiko, Irene, Barbara, Abed, Susan, Evans, Betty, JJ, Jojo, David Muturu, Miss Kindness, Fochari Productions, Madam Beatrice Marango, Jace of Seattle, Dr. Stephen Karanja, Mr. Mbugwa Kimani, Kimani Kamau, Eglantin Lonperia, Romario, Producer Purity, Pinch 254, Samuel Gatua, Brian Rakoi, Ian Mwangi, Jacob Yator, Paul Njoroge, Jane Nelson, The Prince, Triza Justin, Mohammed Ali, Global Trader, Ruth Owino, Jean Gashugu, Irene Kiaton, Engineer Masinga, the comical Canadian, Mark Wawero, Stephen Opanga, and to our new fan, Tom, who texted us yesterday. Thank you very much for your appreciation. We welcome you to the Ubrican channel. This is the home of our health crypto, which is the Ubricoin, as well as Ubrica project that seeks to achieve universal health access to everyone. So guys, thank you so much for taking your time to spend with us, and we want to make your Saturday even that much better, even as we kept us alive. We know that we're also going to be victors over death, and by the fact that God is merciful and God sacrificed his only son Jesus Christ to come and save us, and to so that we can achieve eternal life, we are hopeful, and we are going to then be thankful. So our inspiration today is coming from Romans chapter 8, verse 25 to 26, that says, "But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. In the same way, the Spirit also comes to help us, weak as we are. For we do not know how we ought to pray. The Spirit Himself pleads with God for us in groans that words cannot express." Yes, so we're talking about hope, patience, patience for what we want to see changing. And of course, the Spirit is there to intervene on our behalf, to plead with God on our behalf for the words that we cannot express. And especially in the face of this particular pandemic, we are praying unto God, and we are just pleading for His divine intervention, because definitely that's the only way we're going to overcome this particular pandemic that is making us feel anxious, and at the same time confused and not knowing. There's a lot of uncertainty of what the future holds, but I think when we are putting our hope and trust in God, then definitely we're going to make a lot of changes. And of course, self-discipline is key. We have to take individual responsibility. And somebody is joining me. We deliver Brexit FC. Oh my goodness, what a name. COVID-19 is fake. I don't know what to say about that. Maybe someone can comment, but well, you're most welcome to watching watching with us here at the Ubrican channel. Thank you so much. Your name is We Deliver Brexit FC. Wow, that's an interesting name. You're most welcome, however. So we are talking about today on a COVID-19 term, we're looking at close contact and what that is all about. And on our Kryptonite segment, we continue with the conversation of coronavirus. And this, we're looking at tracking apps of COVID-19 that have taken different approaches in keeping people safe. And of course, on Ubrica today, we want to keep the indoor activity confined to just one person. And the one activity that you can do just by yourself is trading of cryptos. And so we will be letting you know how you can do that. So let's first concentrate on what close contact is. Now, a close contact is a person who may be at risk of a contagious disease because of their proximity or exposure to a known case. Exact definition of close contact differs by disease. So for COVID-19, the CDC defines a close contact as anyone who has been within 6 feet of a person infected with the virus for a prolonged period of time, or has had direct contact with the infected person's secretions. So we're talking about close contact as a person in the midst of COVID-19 is anyone who has been within 6 feet of a person infected with the virus for a prolonged period of time. So now you know that. And so even as we go on, I want to remind you of the numbers. And here in Kenya, we are standing at 6,192. That's the number of tested people. And the number of confirmed people now is at 191 as of today. And then the number of recovered people has also gone high. And that is just by God's grace. We are at 24. And then we are standing at 7 dead, and so we are doing quite well. And even at the same time, we want to do our individual responsibility. We want to make sure that wherever you are, you're not just ourselves concentrating and looking forward to how we can try and help the situation of COVID-19. So we go to an article on Cointelegraph that's talking about coronavirus tracking apps. This is by Jared Jenkinson, and I'll be reading, and it talks about coronavirus tracking apps take different approaches in keeping people safe. Now, a team of academics at the University of Cape Town in South Africa is developing a blockchain-powered application that will allow users to verify their own COVID-19 status. The platform, named COVID-ID, is still under development but aims to address a number of pressing concerns around the globe. Around the global coronavirus pandemic. It's being developed by a team of academics and software developers in Cape Town and is aiming to launch on April 21st. Now, the application intends to improve contact tracing of infected patients, while users of the platform will be able to provide a verified COVID-19 status. Additionally, the app will reward people for responsible behavior, like remaining at home during lockdown periods. COVID ID is being built on permissioned blockchain platform Sovereign, which is a self-sovereign identity network. Now, the primary goal is to give users ownership over their data while providing accurate information relating to COVID-19 infection hotspots to ecosystem participants. So we're talking about tracing platforms using blockchain technology so that they can, first of all, improve the contact tracing of infected patients, and additionally reward people for responsible behavior. So as you can see, constantly we're saying that even blockchain comes in a big way in as far as trying to see ways in which we can curb COVID-19 or stop the spread of COVID-19 is concerned. And so this is amazing, and this is a South African project which is going to be amazing. And even countries such as China, Singapore also rolled out their own tracing platforms. And while a number of European countries have also been developing interoperable applications as well. So we can see that definitely blockchain technology is active each and every single day, and everybody want to discover what can blockchain do in as far as curbing the spread of COVID-19 is concerned, which is an amazing thing. Now, talking about you having and adopting responsible behavior of staying at home and doing what is required, we want to keep you active, and that for that reason, we want to give you an activity that is going to be very amazing, and at the same time, it's going to help you earn yourself some money. And now we're talking about trading, getting to the exchanges and doing trading of cryptos, particularly UBN. And so today, the weekend, we want to continue with Finexbox, because yesterday, even next week, up to the 30th April of this month, definitely. And we want to see how many people are definitely getting how trading is done. So we want to keep that conversation going, and we want to see that activity, how that activity is going to pick up among people. And it is an appreciation to everybody who was able to join us on that particular Zoom meeting yesterday. Thank you very much. So let's continue and let's train ourselves. Let's do as much practice as possible, because trading does not just come to you. You don't just wake up one day and all of a sudden you know how to trade. Of course, you need to be aware of the basics of trading, and you also need to know now, moving over to the stage of arbitrage trading, where you can manage to make some, you can get yourselves even additional cryptos. So definitely I want to send you to Finexbox and create an account if you don't have one, and then you'll find an amazing possible. You will even lose count of time, how time will fly while you're indoors. So that's a very amazing activity, an indoor activity that I want to encourage you guys to go and try out, and then tell us what you do. And if you're experiencing difficulties, not to worry, because the whole of this coming week we'll definitely be letting you know exactly the basics. We keep on training you using that Ubrecoin masterclass. We'll be having those meetings, and we hope that everybody become a Ubrecoin trader. And you need to be an expert. So the only way to become an expert is if you allow yourself to get that information. So I want to love you and leave you guys. And of course, I want to leave you with an amazing quote, and this is on self-discipline, and it is by Dwayne Johnson. That's an actor, and he talks about all successes begin with self-discipline. It starts with you. I have been your girl, Scholastic.